Hello, folks. This is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers. I hope that you're having a good day. Silver. The silver discussion needs to be had. There are a lot of people that are talking about, this prediction and that prediction and another prediction. Now, I have told you that I believe that by the end of January, silver price is going to be up to $150 an ounce. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about the spot price. There are many people that are now starting to talk about the difference between spot price, which they call paper price, which follows the contracts, and the other price, which is the on the street price, the physical price of silver. There are people paying hundreds of dollars right now for an ounce of silver. Now, you're always going to hear the people who are going to say, you know what, the spot price is the actual price of silver. Now, don't kid yourself. Spot price is not. The physical price, what people are willing to pay when push comes to shove, is the actual price of silver. And so you need to understand that there's going to come a point at which both are coming together. And you're going to see spot price go up then quite a bit. I have also said that by the end of the year, I believe that the silver price will be upwards of $600. And I'm going to stick with that prediction. The reason I'm going to stick with that prediction is because of the fact that there are banks right now who need to purchase silver. And the reason that they need to purchase silver is because they are required by law to be able to cover all of the contracts that they have signed. And so there are at least 2 or 3 banks right now that are scrambling to try to get the amount of silver that they have contracted for. Now, we talked about the fact that they had to take loans to cover the first 17 trillion, and then they had to take loans. The next group of contracts came due. They had to take loans of $34 trillion. Now, the people who have been holding those contracts and are holding the feet to the fire of those banks are not real happy, because they did not want fiat money, which is worthless. What they wanted was the actual silver. There's just not enough in the world for them to be able to cover those contracts. Citibank, this is according to the network called Asian Guy, is saying that they have to have 6.34 billion ounces of silver. Goldman Sachs is having the same problem, as are some of the other banks. Now, there are rumors that there are reserves that are going to be placed into the market to kind of help control the price of silver, but I don't believe it's really going to work. It used to be, when they would manipulate the market, that it would be days and days and days, even weeks, where the price would stay controlled where they wanted it. Most of those contracts that were written needed to be filled when silver was around $30 an ounce. Now, all of a sudden, silver is at $80 an ounce. And that is going to bankrupt a lot of these bank systems. But the people who have been running these banking systems are going to wind up going to prison because of their wrongdoing. And one of the wrongdoings that they did, of course, was to manipulate the market. The second thing that they did was to accept money on false pretenses. They don't, in their vaults, have much, if any, silver. And the few that do don't have enough to cover the contracts that they have also written. So for them to say, well, we're going to put silver into the market to try to control the price of silver is essentially bunk. Because if they don't have the amount of silver that they need to cover their contracts, everybody who is on the board, anyone who is an officer in the bank, stands to go to prison, possibly for 20, maybe 30 years. Number one, price manipulation. Number two, writing too many contracts under false pretense, accepting monetary gains from people and keeping the price of the silver itself down. And what happens? Well, they have committed such wrongdoing that now many of them are going to be spending possibly the rest of their lives behind bars. It's a bad situation. We're not even talking yet about the money laundering that some of these banks did. Another way for them to make an extreme amount of money off of drug running and off of sex trafficking and so on. That's a whole different story. So the plot thickens, and it's no wonder that the banking system under the central bank is going to be finished. It's no wonder that the fiat currency is no longer going to be a part of anyone's economy. Everyone is going to be going back to gold and silver, platinum, palladium, rhodium, and all of the other types of metals. And that will be the backing of the monetary economy from now on. This is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers, and I want you to have a good day.